Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
What was that? The weather. Very peculiar, don't you think?
Yes, it was very, very peculiar. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? I hope you enjoyed Monday Night Raw. It was quite the show. Shall we get started? We shall, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we shall. Well, let's start off with what we saw first. Okay, hold tight, because every time I come in here, my shit is never loaded like it should be, and I'm very, very disappointing at this. I had the stuff uploaded and ready to roll, and it's now not up there, and I'm so angry. So hold tight, y'all. We finna have a conversation. So let's start off at the end instead of starting off at the beginning, since we last saw Philip just knocking out, well, a light tap on Roman Reigns. Him didn't like what he said. Hello, Max Too Real. How are you? He wasn't a fan of Roman, accusing him of being old, slow, and incapable of keeping up with him in the ring. Now, this was not a low blow, at least not in my eyes. And it wasn't as low as Phil could have, as Roman could have gone with CM Punk. He could have gone much lower, but he chose to attack the one thing that CM Punk unapologetically believes he's indefinitely good at. And that is at his career. That is at his in-ring work. That is at what makes him who he is. It's his core. He is a very intelligent tribal chief. Very smart. He knew trying to go low on Phil was only going to make Phil go even lower on him. But the smart thing that he did was, like I said, he went after the one thing that Phil refuses to compromise on, and that is his capability, his ability to be in the ring and to be one of the best in the world, because he believes it wholeheartedly. He decided to slowly and systematically chip away at that armor. And once he did that, then Phil was vulnerable. Then he was exposed. And when he hit him with that final kill shot that he was old, that took Phil off his rocker because he didn't expect that. He expected Roman to be emotional, and he wasn't. He was controlled. It just lets you know that we're not dealing with just a typical opponent in Roman Reigns or in CM Punk. What you're dealing with is two people who are very cerebral and they understand their opponents, but only to a certain extent. You see, in the beginning, they were trying to, Jack and Jaw. They were trying to figure each other out. And as we progressed through this, Phil decided to punch the line as much as he could. Roman took a step back and decided to reassess how he would attack this. That's a smarter adversary. He understands where Phil's biggest point of contention is, and that is somebody challenging his abilities. He doesn't like that. And this was a massive, massive exposure. He didn't even go where he could have gone. He went to the one place that was sacred to Phil. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, damn, he didn't say nothing, but you was old. But you have to think about it. Phil's been gone for 10 years. And at best, him in the ring with Roman Reigns under long time lights and everything. Phil and Roman and Seth, they all have been in each other's vicinity for the last couple of years. They know where they at. They know where their abilities lie. And Roman said it many times. You know, for you to be the best in the world, you're a little slow. This match a little slow. You losing some steps. This is a long ass match. Your ass is out of breath before the match even ends. He didn't lie. I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all tribal chief hit a button. And it's a big one. Aging in this world is difficult. It's even harder as a woman. It's 10 times harder as a woman. But aging in this world is difficult. Why don't y'all ask y'all favorite 16-time former champion in Ric Flair? When you're aging under those lights and you can't go like everybody else can, but in your heart of hearts, you believe you can. The difference is what we see versus what you believe you're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think Roman really has a lot of room to talk. Okay. Now, I ain't trying to be disrespectful to nobody. I respect everybody. Okay. Roman is 40. CM Punk is 47. Okay. He's only 7 years older than this man. All right. 7 years. But when you look at the context of what he said and looking at both of these men, he's not entirely wrong. Roman has been working this whole time. 5 years of the 10 that CM Punk has been gone. Roman has aged gracefully in spite of the cancer that he had. In spite of all of that, he has aged gracefully and maintained himself. You can't say the same thing about CM Punk. For somebody who's straight edge, doesn't take drugs, doesn't do alcohol. Baby, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of y'all ain't gonna like it. And just so y'all know, I don't give a fuck. Phil looked like he was rolled hard and long. The bags under his eyes. And that's no shade. That's no shade to him. But he looked like he was in the trenches back in the day. Like them hardcore clubbing scenes was real rough on you. That's all I said. But it was a brutal time. And I guess being called old was the one trigger Phil just could not take. And so he lost himself and hit that man in his shit. Then, once you did that, you now have given Roman Reigns the upper hand. The tribal chief that you didn't want to return has already come back and he's already there. He's been looking at you this whole time. You are the one who pulled him out. But I want to talk about something else because this is only going to get worse because now CM Punk is about to be on the defense. He's going to be the one on the defense. And we'll see how that works going into April within a few weeks. Let's talk about Randall Keith Orton for a minute. Okay. What's your favorite wrestler? I really don't have a favorite. I like a lot of different people, Sophia. My favorite wrestler is Rhea Ripley. That's a good one to have. I love that for you. Now, Randall Keith Orton decided that he was going to have an interview. He accepted the interview invitation with Michael Cole, but it didn't work out as well as Michael Cole seemed it would. Now, when they picked up the camera, it was very grainy, like he was in a place where the signal wasn't great. But Randall Keith Orton was on the phone, and he's talking, and he says, "Yeah, I appreciate you, reaching out and talking to me." And I'm like, "Who that? Who are you talking to? Y'all want to take a guess at who Randy was talking to? I want to see if everybody's mind is where my mind went. I want to know where everybody was. When you think about what he said and who who he could possibly be talking to. He was on the phone. Then after he gets off the phone, he tells Michael, "We ain't having no damn interview." He says, "We ain't having no damn interview." He says, "Everybody wants to know why I did what I did." To be fair, I don't give a damn why you did what you did. I'm gonna be honest with you, baby. Don't matter to me. The explanation not gonna fit the crime. It is what it is. But Randy then said something very poignant. He says, wrestling does have more than one royal family. I want y'all to think real hard at where this could possibly be going. I just want to know. I want to know if everybody's mind is where my mind is at. You know what I'm saying? Don said, "But who was he talking to?" Take a guess. A wild stab in the dark. It looked like he was outside the Nightmare Factory. I mean, he could have. He could have been outside the Nightmare Factory. I don't think he was talking to Dustin. Dustin don't give a fuck about what's going on with Cody. He don't care about that shit. He said he in AEW living his best life. He don't give a fuck. Okay. Me personally, there was a time where Cody was offered the shot of a lifetime. At least that's what they say. The wives are getting involved. I don't think so. I don't think he was talking to his wife. He very well could have, but the tone of conversation was a little too. It was a little too platonic for him to be talking to his wife, right? It was just too platonic for me. So I don't think it was his wife. That conversation would have went a different way. And when he would have got off the phone, he would have said something to the effect of, "I love you. I'll see you soon." He didn't say that. He just said, "I'll see you soon." Now, this could be wrong. And I have been wrong before. I have been wrong. Oh, you don't know. I have been wrong before, but I don't think that I am. But if I am, I hate myself. Not like that. But I hate that I went this way, but that's just the way that my brain works. I think it was The Rock. And the reason why is because Randy didn't have to take no easy way out to get anything. But we all know that all Randy needed was a little push, right? It's like if you Christian like I am, and you always have known about the story about the devil, and you know how the devil operates, the devil always is gonna whisper in your ear to do something you ain't got no business, right? He always gonna be the one to tell you what he believes you should do or what he thinks you should do. And all you need is that little push to nudge you in the wrong or right direction, depending on what you hear consciously. Okay. All Randy needed was a little push. It's like Randy had been teetering on that edge of taking Cody out ever since Cody won the title the second time. Randy has been gunning for that title. He didn't want to go after Cody at first, but Cody has a title. He's in his way. He knows that this is the end of the road for him. This is the last leg. And he needs that championship. Cody will have other times to be champion. So for Randy, this is a last ditch effort. But I don't think originally that the Rock was involved, but I do believe that he's involved now. I do think that he was the one who was on the phone with Randy, and I do think that they're now in cahoots with each other, and all will be revealed very, very soon. Because, like I told y'all a few weeks ago, in order for this to work, they have to up the ante. They went balls to the wall Friday. Balls to the wall. And all that CM Punk and Roman did today was just throw a little bit more gas on a fire that was already burning bright, right? But Cody and Randy got to catch up. So now we're in a spot where Randy is about to start up in the ante and it's about to get to a boiling point, but they're going to have to be able to stretch this out long enough so when they really have to hit the gut punch, it works. And it's not something that just seems left field. Does that make sense? So they're going to need to add some more kerosene to this fire. And the only way to do that is to have a little callback from a previous offer from a previous year. The Rock has been gunning for Cody. And if they can make it look like Cody Rhodes has been obviously set up by one of his biggest ops, using one of the men that Cody Rhodes loves the most and turned him against him, it's one of the best storylines that you can roll with. I wish they would have thought of it sooner, but you know. Are you okay? Like, mentally, are you okay? April, I'm talking to you, babe. Are you okay? But Randy doesn't have a soul to purchase. Depends on how you look at it. If Randall is backed into a corner, he will do what is necessary. If you know Randy's history, you know what Randy will do to get wherever he wants to go. And if that means destroying everything around him, he will do that. He doesn't have to give his soul to The Rock. The Rock doesn't need his soul to make sure he gets what he needs. As long as there's a deal in place, Randy takes out Cody, Randy gets to be champion, and The Rock will give him whatever he wants, which technically in kayfabe, he has the power to do. I find that story to be quite intriguing. But we shall go on to the other aspects of the show that people are probably interested in. AJ Lee faced off against Bayley. Not gonna lie, I low-key wish Bayley would have beat her because that would have been something for Bayley. And I feel like they could have ran it back at Mania and then added Becky to that match and made it a nice little triple threat and still had Bayley walk away as champion because Bayley deserves it, number one. And number two, I said it, Bayley deserves it. Now look, the situation got volatile after Bayley lost. Bayley lost the title match, okay? She lost it clean. It was fair and square, unfortunately for her. And now, Becky decided to attack AJ Lee in what they call a brutal attack. She went after the girl, beat her up, and then to use the title and bust her in the back of the head with it. This is how they're going to run it back at WrestleMania with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Personally, if they go back to Mania and Becky doesn't make it to Mania, then Becky need to take that hoe out right before the match, take her spot, and then go up against AJ Lee again. That's what I say do. I don't know about y'all, but it's fuck Becky over here until that bitch get right. Because she didn't have to take that girl out like that and ruin her Mania chances last year like that. Well, the year before last. Was it last year or the year before last? Is the year before last? want to say it was year before last or last year. I don't know, child. Anyway, I can't remember. It's been too much shit happening. Now, y'all favorite punk ass Natalia went up against Maxine. Maxine tried real hard, but Natalia was able to beat her. That's the end of that. I don't know where the fuck she gonna go after this. Don't really care. Don't really care, but y'all do you when it comes to Natalia. She bores me. Anyways, Penna was out there. Now, for whatever reason, JD McDonough and them, it was JD's birthday. They were celebrating his birthday. And while they was burning all of Finn Balor's shit, which is very, very interesting. Burn all of Balor's shit. Balor wasn't nowhere to be found this week, which I didn't like that. I'm like, hell no, Balor, you get your ass whooped like that and you just gone for 2 weeks, nigga. Like, what? But I guess whatever makes y'all happy. Oh, it was last year? I thought so. Okay, I was on track then. But anyways, Penna had a match. Penna was like, I want to be a fighting champion. I want to wrestle. I want to defend my title. So they had him defend the title against Dragon Lee. Banger of a match. Awesome match between the two. Would love to see them go back at it again. I would be stoked if they wrestled again. I think it would be really, really fun to watch again. Anyways, we had another match with God, what else? Who else did we have a match with? Oh, Stephanie went up against Raquel. I've seen that match so many times. I wasn't really interested, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I watched the match. The ending of the match was interesting because EO came out there. Now, EO came out there. A lot of people was trying to figure out why she was out there. And I'm like, well, last week, Raquel attacked EO. Okay. Nah, you didn't miss me talking about Oba yet. I haven't gotten there. Raquel attacked her during the gauntlet match, which ended up costing her her shot at going up against AJ Lee. She attacked her. So my thing is, y'all expected y'all Dirty D's to not get no comeuppance, no consequence, right? Now Dom is injured from that match that he had over in AAA during the Rey de Reyes PLE that they had on Saturday. Vikingo can no longer wrestle for the title. Okay, this is the match that they had. From what I saw when I went to go watch it over on YouTube, it was a banger of a match. If you missed it, you truly missed out on something special when it comes to these two battling it out. Now they pulled out all the stops. Omos, the manager, everybody was all involved in this. However, Dom was still able to will out in the end and be champ and maintain his title. This means that Vikingo can no longer challenge for the AAA title as long as Dominic Mysterio has it. He will never be champion. So that's fucked up for Vikingo, but you know, it was a stipulation that he agreed to. It is what it is. Now, Dom is injured. JD McDonough was arguing on his behalf that you can't have him, utilizing the title when Dom is the rightful number one contender. At this point, it shouldn't matter if Dominic Mysterio goes up against Penna or if he goes up against another person who happens to get the title from Penna. Your whole point is to get the title back on Dom. So just wait it out and mind your business. Arguing with Adam Pearce about who should be going after Penna is ridiculous. When Dom is cleared and ready to go, he'll get a title shot. Until then, shut the fuck up and worry about your own shit. It always bothers me when another grown man is going to bat for another man's title when he ain't got no title of his own and ain't looking forward to getting nothing on his own. You's a pussy asshole for that. Okay? Get your shit together. Now, Liv Morgan decided she wanted to go back there and cut a promo on Finn about how she always been spotting him from the beginning and how she been clocking him, right? And I said, oh, is that what it was? Every manipulation tactic, everything you thought you was doing, I saw you. And you waited 2 years, 3 years to get him out. That's not a long game, honey. That's stupid. What were we doing? Worrying about titles? You was like, well, as long as my Dom was happy, that's all that mattered. Oh, so I want to tell you how this should play out. Okay, I stand by what I said a few weeks ago. I want Liv and Dom to break up the same way they got together, but this time I want him to get with another woman. And I want it to be Lola Vice. She got to be hot. She got to be sexy. She got to be fly. She got to be somebody that is either the equivalent or better than where Liv Morgan is. And I'm sorry, but you bring somebody in like Lola Vice, that's a recipe for a disaster. Now, I don't think Roxanne got the chops to do it. And as much as I like Roxanne, I need a real vixen to do this. I need somebody who will really do what's necessary. You feel me? I also need Dom to go off on her. I need Dom to blame her when he loses that AAA championship. I need everything that happens to them to be a full-on domino effect, because Liv Morgan ain't got no comeuppance yet. And while the end will never justify the means, you have to understand why Liv Morgan is where she is, but she's taking it to a level that's outside batshit bonkers. And it's like, your mentality is, I've been noticing how Finn been moving. I understand. Well, because a snake recognizes a snake, babe. We see you. He saw you too. He used you to get to where he wanted it to be. But he didn't think that you would come in and take over and everybody would follow behind you. But everybody followed behind you just like everybody else followed behind Rhea. Simple and plain, he allowed that to happen. He fell back when he should have been taken over. Now, the problem here is you run around here worrying about what Daddy Dom got going on. You ain't handling your own business. And at the same time, you costing Raquel all of her shit. Raquel done lost every fucking match she had that would have gave her leverage in the game to either challenge for a championship or be champion. And most of that shit was your fault. From Royal Rumble to her title match against Stephanie McHare to the current match that she had, you managed to make sure you were a focal point in every single aspect of a time where she could be champion on her own, and you made sure that that didn't happen. Yet you're going to pretend like you weren't one of the reasons why that woman hasn't advanced in her career. Don't get me wrong, I think Raquel's a punk ass bitch because she keep running around here letting your ass do the shit, and she don't chin check your ass. She don't get you where you need to be, which is behind her. Fuck out of here. Y'all keep saying this dumb shit. Well, she's a future champion. Well, how much longer is her future? How far off? How far off is her future? Because it's incessantly behind Liv Morgan. Now, Liv Morgan have been champion umpteen times. She's an inaugural crown jewel champion. She has been champion, what, 2 times? World heavyweight champion twice. She was WWE women's champion before when they had the blue belt. She was champion then. Liv Morgan is a 3-time champion, 2-time tag team champion. How many more titles do she need before you? You gonna keep letting her take over your spot and let y'all guide y'all down the path to hell? Because every chance she get, everything is gonna be about Liv Morgan. It's never gonna be about you. She'll make it seem like she cheering and got your back all day long. But at the end of the day, if it don't lead to Liv holding something she believes she desires, you are a nuisance and you're a problem. And she's gonna excommunicate you. It's happening. But you do you. Because you like bootlicking. You like being a bootlicking bitch. So you handle that. You live that. You breathe that. But it could never be me. Liv brainwashed herself into thinking that this is the correct way to be moving. At this point, she believes that nothing that she does is incorrect because it's about her and Dom. And what's crazy is all of this started because you wanted to get back at Rhea Ripley. But you forget Dominic was standing right next to the bitch when she did the shit. Right next to her, encouraging her to beat your ass. Huh? Did you forget? Or did you get dig down too much to the point where you don't let his nigga control where you at? It's daddy dom this and daddy dom that. And then you want to sit up here and cry when Stephanie Clark showed tea? Nah, man. Nah, you can't cry. Took you a whole week to come up with the comeback, didn't it? About how she was in the mud huts with dirty floors and rats and shit. Took you a whole fucking week to figure that shit out. But you cried when the bitch was in your face. You couldn't get her together while you was sitting there. You had to go home and think about it. You had to go home and do a little research. Mm-hmm. Then you have to do a ruse to try to get the bitch off her game because you don't like the fact that she got your number. I hope she wins that Mania. But I know WWE gonna get this whole her title back. I know they're gonna do it. And we're gonna be stuck listening to you holler and scream for months. Stuck. The very last thing we're gonna talk about, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my ass up out of here, is Seth freaking Rollins, Oba Femi, and Brock Lesnar, and y'all favorite Paulina. Now, Seth Rollins decided to come out there with his rules of fellas again. And Seth Rollins said, I don't give a fuck who is in the vision. I built the vision and I will kill the vision. And I said, oh, are we committing murder? Red rum? That's illegal. You can't do that. But Sir said he gonna do it. He said it's my time. And if it means he said, I don't give a damn who it is. If it's Reed, if it's Breaker, whenever they come back, whoever it is, if it's punk ass Theory, if it's that fucking peon and goddamn Logan Paul, every one of you going down. He said, I can't tell you how good it felt to put that chair into Paul Heyman's back and curb stomp his face into the mat. That felt great. Then Paul Heyman come out there looking like a zombie from Resident Evil Requiem. I was still fucked up. I bloodshot, like he been back there crying. Ain't shaved or washed his ass in a whole week. Tie untied, clothes looking a mess. He come out there slow walking, dragging his leg like his leg is toe up. Seth Rollins said, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why you having a hard time standing, walking? It hurt, don't it? I was like, ooh, bitch. I love some mess, child. Paulina stood there and he said, look, I shouldn't have my ass out here, but I wouldn't miss this for the world. He said, it is what it is, though. He said, I've told you many a times, F-A-F-O, F-A-F-O, F-A-F-5. And then Brock Lesnar's punk ass music hit. And all of Seth Rollins' minions is out there. And Brock Lesnar doesn't really do the damage that let me put it this way. A normal bruiser that would go out there to attack, right, would do more than just doing the same repetitive move over and over again. Because you want to give the effect that you're a brutalizer, that you're somebody to be feared, right? Nobody was really challenging him except for a few people. And even then, he still was doing the same moveset on him, which was just a simple suplex. It really wasn't much to what he was doing. He scared off half of the crew. They all ran. The others stayed around Seth and kept him in the ring. Now, he systemically took care of everybody. And Seth stood there, not afraid at all, didn't move, didn't say a word. And then the lights go out. Lights go out. and Obafemi's music hits, and he comes down there, and you can hear him. He says, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm taking you out. He gets in the ring, and Brock is so concerned with Seth. He's not really focusing on Oba. Seth steps at him like he gonna take him out, and he gets out of the ring, and that's when Brock lost his footing, and he got laid the fuck out. And then that nigga Oba put his foot on his chest. As soon as I find that motherfucking picture, I'm making that on my phone background, because I need that in my life. I need to see that every morning. I love it. It's a sign of the times changing, bitch. That's what it is. It's a sign of the change of the guard. Blood in the streets. I haven't said that in a while. Blood in the streets. I live. Brock screamed and three of them ran away. It was what it was. And it's official. Obafemi will be accepting Brock Lesnar's challenge at WrestleMania. It will be Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar in a basic grudge match. I love that for all of us. Especially since Oba gotta fucking win. He gotta win. Other than that, I don't think I missed nothing. Now, I will tell y'all this. Javon Evans did not accept Kofi Kingston's invitation to be under his tutelage, under his wing. And Danhausen thought that maybe they were looking for another member to join the New Day, but that didn't work out in their favor. So because of that, Danhausen decided to curse him. But bitch, Kofi Kingston moved the fuck out of the way and put Grayson up there so that he could be cursed instead of Kofi. Okay? Nigga, I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was clever as fuck. That shit was clever as hell. Because I was like, damn, Kofi, you finna be a victim. Now, I don't know how this curse gonna play out when it comes to Danhausen, but... bullshit. Or rather, Grayson Waller, but I'm interested. Now, the last thing that I remember backstage-wise was the Usos running up on their cousin Roman. And Roman made it very clear. He said, all of y'all, my Samoan family, all my cousins, y'all should be mad at what that man said about y'all uncle, my father. So he said, whether it be after Mania, before Mania, y'all do what y'all got to do. That's y'all business. But WrestleMania, his ass is mine. Now, later on, when you see the men in the ring, CM Punk asked him, like, did you sick your cousins on me? And Joe was like, no, I don't have to do that. I told them they had permission to do whatever they needed to do. Whatever they do in the end is their business. It has nothing to do with me. He said, yeah, all right. I'm like, now, shit, if you end up in a parking lot somewhere with somebody with a Pooh Shiesty mask on, then you know who the fuck did it, nigga. But he a little busy. He got some bullshit of his own to take care of when it comes to Drew McIntyre. With all that being said, Monday Night Raw moved along pretty nicely. Things seem to be going pretty well when it comes to Raw. Now, we're going to see what's going to happen on SmackDown. It seems like Randy might have a new friend in his little pocket. I told y'all what I think about Randall and who he was on the phone with. Now, I don't know exactly who it was. It could have been his dad. Could have been his dad that he was on the phone with. But I think that it was The Rock. And I think The Rock owes WWE one. And they didn't get it the year that he and John and Cody were in a program together. And The Rock owes them one. And his ass got to deliver this time. He ain't got shit else to do. What is it called? The Shattering Machine or the Smashing Machine? That movie didn't do well. It wasn't even nominated except for at the Golden Globes. So as far as I'm concerned, He got all the time in the world, and he owes WWE one. Okay? So we're going to see how this play out. We finna see. I promise y'all, we're going to have a good time either way. Now, look. Tomorrow, the girls and I are going to be doing the podcast, and I'm going to broadcast simultaneously over her and over on our channel, okay? To make sure y'all see everything so y'all can be a part of it. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about AEW Revolution because Nicole watched it. So we're going to have a nice little conversation about it. The show seemed to be successful for them. There was a few people that popped back up. Kenny Omega showed up yesterday. Will Ospreay showed up yesterday, and Ronda Rousey showed up in AEW yesterday. It was a lot going on. So I'll make sure Nicole breaks it down for everybody as far as where this leads in terms of matches, the rivalries, the tag team stuff, all that stuff. We'll talk about it all. Okay. And we're going to talk about the latest and greatest when it comes to WrestleMania. Now, today and today only, Mania tickets were 31.6% off. That was because it's Austin 316 day. And everybody thought that Stone Cold Steve Austin was going to be showing up on Monday Night Raw tonight, but he didn't show up today. I don't know. Maybe he had something to do or he just didn't want to do it. Either way, he was not there, but they celebrated him nonetheless. They put a whole bunch of content out on social media. Oh, shit, she scared me. Lord have mercy.
This time I didn't do nothing. All I came up and stayed.
She scared the shit out of me. My heart jumped a beat. Anyway, they put a whole bunch of content out on social media about Stone Cold and everything. But I promise y'all, it's a very interesting time when they put the tickets on sale 31.6% off. This was not just for WrestleMania. This was for every WWE stateside event that already has tickets available to purchase. You could have got a 31% off. So if you was planning on going to Backlash, or you was planning on going, I don't know, to the next WWE show in terms of TV show, a live event, all of those were currently on sale until about 12 o'clock when the sale will probably end. They also had a sale on some of Austin's stuff. They had new stuff up on the website, new merch and everything. China had a whole bunch of shit, okay? Now, look. I will see y'all tomorrow when we go live and talk about this. We're going to go over this again so the girls can have a chance to have their say about it. I will not say anything because I've already said my say about it. And we're going to talk about AEW Revolution, and we're going to talk about some other things around the internet that have happened. And of course, we're going to talk about the rumors that we have heard over the last couple of weeks in regarding to WrestleMania and many other things. We're also going to talk about how the Saudi shows are in jeopardy, because the WWE does not feel safe going over to Saudi Arabia due to the war with Iran. Ma'am, I'm going to check in a minute. In the words of one of my favorite rap groups, let God sort them out. Anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.